Elizabeth. It's really nice to meet you. I'm so sorry about all the confusion for everything, but we're finally here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm grateful.
That's awesome. So, can you please introduce yourself and also let us know what your current role in STEM is, please?
Okay, certainly. Elizabeth Ameke, an aerospace engineer and a passionate STEM advocate. I began my academic journey at the Kwame University of Science and Technology, KNUST, in Ghana, where I earned my bachelor's in aerospace engineering. Currently, an aerospace engineering Ph.D. student at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in New York. Beyond academia, I championed several initiatives that aim to foster interest in STEM, like stemclever.org and also What's Your Story STEM podcast. What we do at stemclever.org is to train junior and high school students in fields like coding, robotics, and also introduce them to practical science experiments to train them and groom them as well to be problem solvers. And with What's Your Story podcast too, we highlight the achievements of women in STEM to inspire girls in Ghana.
Nice. That's really nice. So, what sparked your interest in STEM initially, and how did you decide to pursue a career in aerospace engineering?
I would say that I've always been fascinated about the sky and the idea of flight and been very curious about how things work. And aerospace presented a blend of complexities and innovations that captured my attention. Moreover, I saw the broader field of STEM as a powerful tool for change and development, and I wanted to be a part of the narrative that drives that change, especially in Ghana, right?
Mhm.
And also, the dream was fueled by my early exposure to science and mathematics, and it continued to inspire me throughout my educational journey. And also the fact that I grew up in a family that embraced my love for science. Like my family is like very instrumental when it comes to what we all want to do. And I would give my family a heads up like for that. They've been really amazing in supporting me on my journey. Yeah.
Thanks. That's really great. And do you think that, well, as an African woman in STEM, do you think there are any challenges that you have countered right now? What challenges would you say you have encountered when you say your career, especially pursuing your PhD? And also, how have you overcome them to remain successful in your field?
Okay, so I'll start from how it all began. Okay, from me as a little child to now. Okay, so I'll say I've been fortunate, like very fortunate, very fortunate. As I mentioned earlier, I grew up in a very supportive and close-knit family that encouraged my curiosity and love for learning from a young age. And also, I've had the opportunity, or I've had to stand on the shoulders of giants. I've had women who have mentored me, like from the word go. Women like the former and current president of Women in Engineering Ghana, who have mentored me, like held my hands, and just walked me through the whole process. It hasn't been all rosy because it's not easy, as we all know. But however, all the challenges I've encountered, which I'm going to state, have actually grown me to be the tough woman I am today. I would say I've had to face challenges like having to blend academics with other leadership roles because I am not just into academia. I'm into other stuff. I'm into event planning. I'm into STEM advocacy. I'm into community impact. So I have an NGO that takes care of orphan kids. And for now, we have a track record of positively impacting over 650 orphans in Ghana. So I do all these things. So the challenges came from that aspect, actually. But when it comes to the journey itself, like in STEM, I would say I've been fortunate because I've learned from people in the field, and I've been fortunate to meet people who have introduced their mistakes to me, so I don't get to repeat those mistakes. So that's how it has been for me.
That's really nice. And you did mention that you have been fortunate to stand on the shoulders of some giants, some women mentors who were really instrumental to even your growth and your progress in STEM. So can you describe one or maybe two who have played a significant role in starting your career and how they've inspired you, maybe like a quick anecdote or something?
Okay. Okay, so two of my role models, I'll say one is my dad, though he's not a woman, but what is my dad? I saw him make the best out of whatever he had. My dad has seven children, sorry, six girls and a boy. All right. So he brought us up, my parents, that's my dad and my mom, brought us up to believe that we can achieve whatever we put our minds to, so far as we are ready to work hard and we keep our trust in God and keep our focus on the goal. So that's with my dad. And with one woman who has been splendid, amazing, is the former vice president of the International Criminal Court, The Hague, that's Her Excellency Judge Retired Ike Akunyenya. I call her mommy because she's been amazing. I'll say she's a trailblazer in her own right. She does what she does is not in line with STEM, but her achievements in law and her dedication to empowering women truly resonated with me. She demonstrated that with determination and perseverance, one can excel in any field. So you see me doing my PhD today, and I would say it's because of her, because she told me that whatever you want to do, you can do it. If it's a master's you want to pursue, go for it. If it's a PhD you want to pursue, go for it. Like, just know that you can, so far as you are willing to put in the work. So it has been good. And other women in engineering Ghana who there are so many of them, I can't mention everyone's name, but so far they've been splendid and they really influenced and impacted my journey in STEM.
That's so beautiful. And what are some of the goals that you desire to achieve in the nearest future as a woman in STEM?
As a woman in STEM, I aim to continue with my advocacy for children, especially with girls in STEM. Okay. I believe that by expanding platforms like stemclever.org, which I've already started, I hope to reach more students in Ghana and across Africa, equipping them with the skills in AI, programming, and robotics, because you realize that now everything is STEM, is tech. Let me see, that's where the world is moving towards. Yeah. And additionally, when it comes to academia, that's with me personally, I wish to further my research in aerospace engineering, particularly aerospace materials and structures, in order to push the boundaries of innovation and also contributing to the global body of knowledge in the field. Yeah. Because statistics has it that we just have about 76% of men in the field. So you can imagine the very small percentage of women we have in the field. So me finding myself there, I want to be a trailblazer myself.
Yeah. Nice. That's so wonderful. And you did mention that you are into STEM advocacy, and you said you also have an NGO and the stemclever.com. So would you like to just maybe share a little more with us about that? It does seem very interesting.
Okay. So when it comes to STEM advocacy, anything about STEM, I'm just so passionate about it. So what I do, or what I've done, is started from KNUST. When I was an undergraduate student, I served as the pre-college initiative deputy chairperson for the Ghana Engineering Students Association, and then also for the National Society of Black Engineers, NSB. And what I did was to organize workshops and also visit schools to introduce the girls and boys, actually, because at times I realized that we sideline the guys, but they also shouldn't be left out. We need them also. We need the guys as well. So just organize workshops, speak to them, introduce the various fields and careers of STEM to them. So that's how we started. And still after school, I continued like speaking on various STEM platforms. That was what sparked the interest to start something myself. That was why STEMclever.org came about. Now to STEMclever.org, I had the opportunity to work with Passion Air Ghana, which is one of Ghana's domestic airlines, as a safety officer. Yeah, so when I got there, I realized there was a gap between the classroom and industry. Though I was using what I was learning from my undergraduate studies, I couldn't see the link between the two. I struggled to kind of transfer the knowledge. So I told myself that, girl, how I'm taking so much time to get accustomed to things, you have to make sure those after me do not go through this. So what I'll do is to let them appreciate what they're learning in class by making it much more practical. Okay, so that's what we do at STEMclever.org, making it much more practical by encouraging them to work in teams and also introducing more innovative challenges. So you are presented with a problem. How do you go about solving it? Identify a problem in your community, find the root cause, come up with possible ways to solve it. Okay, and make sure it's feasible. So that's what we do. And so far it's been good, because I would say that so far now most of my kids, I call them my kids because they are my personal project. Most of my kids they're like over 450 of them. Some of them were so scared of like science and maths. Some of them were so scared of like ICT, that's information technology. But now they are building their own websites. They are building, and they are so excited about it. They are excited when it comes to science classes because they know that they have practical things. We've moved from the chalk and then the blackboard or marker to now doing stuff themselves, so they get to appreciate it. Yeah, so that is what we are about.
Oh, that's so wonderful. That's such a nice initiative.
Thank you.
And based on the statistics that you did mention earlier, about 76% of men being in this field, what misconceptions or stereotypes do you think that you have encountered as a woman in STEM and also in this field? And how do you think we can challenge and change them as well?
Okay. When it comes to misconceptions and stereotypes, or anytime I hear about misconceptions and stereotypes, or anytime I get a platform to speak about this, there's one thing I see, and it's that unconsciously we are all biased. Actually, unconsciously, whether women, men, unconsciously, we are all biased in one way or the other. Okay, so for me, though I experienced stereotypes, I took them as a challenge to embrace them and make them work for my good. Okay, so one thing I would say is, I mentioned earlier that I worked with Passion. Passion actually changed the stereotype of women not supporting women to me. I had opportunity to work with 3 women bosses, and they were amazing. Like, remember when I was leaving, I told them, I was like, you ladies have actually changed my perception, because when I was coming from school, I always used to hear that female bosses are bad and all that. But I'll say once again that I've been fortunate. Like, I've had women who have helped me. And also when it comes to aerospace engineering, one thing I've done is I've embraced the guys to know that yes, they have a let me say, an upper hand in the sense that they are more in the field, but then I can't come and fight them actually. What I'll do is to, if you can't beat them, you just join them. Like, yeah. So one thing is that so far for my BSc to now my PhD, I've had a nice journey, just moving along with the guys, learning from them. Yes. And you see me with guys a lot because I get to learn from them. Yeah, I have an interesting journey and interesting stories, but it's been good. Though there are misconceptions and stereotypes that women can't, I believe women can. Women can. We just have to know just get to know your territory, get to understand the people you are working with, why they are doing what they do, put yourself in their shoes, and just do your best. Do what you can, actually. Yeah, do what you can.
Okay, this is really nice. It's been lovely speaking with you. This has been a really nice interview. And just to crown it off, what advice do you have for women or young girls, young females that are thinking of pursuing a career in STEM?
My ladies, please go for it. STEM is not hard. Science is not hard. Tech, engineering, math, it's not hard. It's fun. It's fun to be in a field knowing that you are solving problems. It's fun to know that at the end of the day, you are being appreciated. And we need more women, like women here, we need more of you. Please come. We are ready to help you. And one thing I always say and will say here also is that please be willing to ask for help. Okay, be willing to ask for help. Accept that you don't know everything and be willing to ask for help. And one last thing I'll say is that please be humble. Be very humble and listen to the women who have gone ahead of you, because that has helped me. That has really helped me on my journey and has prevented me from making so many mistakes. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for taking the time out for this interview. We really appreciate it. It's been great hearing about your journey and also all the beautiful advice that you have given as well. It really does inspire me too. So
Thank
thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you. And once again, you have a nice smile. Please keep smiling.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is the end of the interview, and we hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much again for taking the time out to have this interview with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite as well.